This is huge. We are talking about Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, literally confirming and explaining that XRP is valued at $3,981 per XRP within the next 5 years, due to SWIFT being replaced by the XRP ledger, and highlighting that 14% of the SWIFT inflow will now inflow into XRP, this market cap resulting in a massive $3,981 per XRP price point. Now this is verified and we're going to show you guys the clip shortly, but Ripple's CTO also highlighted a similar point, announcing that the plan for institutional adoption, mass retail adoption, and banking beyond bank is beginning to unfold as central banks across the world are looking to build on the XRP ledger, with most recently Circle, which owns USDC, integrating onto the XRP ledger. And David Schwartz also publicly announced that they're working with multi-trillion-dollar industries, including one of the most recent, which is RealFi, tokenizing over $654.39 trillion worth of real estate onto the XRP ledger directly. And this is happening as institutions across the globe are building on the XRP ledger, including Bank of America, which now announces that they conduct 100% of their internal transactions using XRP, and their CEO went public on Fox Business to actually announce it. And even as we mention all this, we're not mentioning JP Morgan announcing that they are now accepting XRP payments, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, and all the other institutions that are now beginning to publicly announce, similar to JP Morgan, that they're accepting XRP as a means of payment. And one of the biggest highlights is the real estate tokenization project run by RealFi on the XRP ledger, tokenizing over $654.39 trillion, which would take XRP to not 3,000 or 4,000, but rather $11,898 directly, just alone due to the real estate tokenization. Now, before we roll the clip of you guys listening to Ripple's CEO David Schwartz and Brad Garlinghouse literally explaining how XRP would skyrocket to $3,981, we are giving away free XRP in partnership with Uphold, one of the largest and greatest XRP exchanges. If you want to get yourself free XRP, you can get up to $100 by using my referral link in the description. All you have to do is sign up using my link and then do a transaction. This literally takes less than 5 minutes. It's very quick, very easy. It's all free money, and so I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and do this. And with that being said, comment in the comment section XRP boom once you've completed, and that way you can get your up to $100 worth of free XRP, or you can even withdraw that 100 to just keep it in cash. Let's get right into the video. So XRP's price is about to soar. Take a look at this chart as a major retracement occurs, and now we are seeing consolidation. Now you're probably wondering, why did it crash? Well, it's obviously because of the complications and the world issues that are happening right now. A new world order is unfolding, and the reserve is shifting from a gold reserve to now a digital currency reserve, like the crypto strategic reserve, which is being built solely using Bitcoin, XRP, and a few other American cryptos. Now, just in the last 24 hours, about $500 to $600 billion was liquidated out of the crypto market. Another couple $1 trillion was liquidated out of the stock market, and it was very easy to know exactly why with what is happening across the world. And while I can't directly mention it because YouTube restricts videos that do, I'm telling you guys, it's quite clear. I mean, this is a retracement that's going to happen. There is a big boom happening in the Gulf, and it's going to cause gas prices to obviously soar. And as people panic, instead of going to gold, we're seeing a major transition of people actually shifting to cryptocurrencies that are utility based. And this is why I think, well, it is a very big panic attack that obviously caused the retracement of the crypto market. And again, it's not just XRP, but rather the entire crypto market, including Bitcoin, down to about 100,000 from 110, 115,000. So substantially down. XRP is holding quite strong. But I do think once it calms down a little bit, we're going to see that transition. We're actually going to see a surge in digital assets like XRP as people run to try and put their money into something solid that is going to inflate in value. Now, let's go ahead and roll the clip.
You're going to see many, many hundreds of billions of dollars of tokenized real-world assets fairly quickly.
It's 5 years. 5 years, yeah. So, I mean,
it's for a dumb reason.
Swift today, there's two ways to think about Swift. There's a messaging, there's liquidity. And liquidity is owned by the banks. I think less about the messaging and more about liquidity. Because if you're driving all the liquidity, that's good for XRP. Anyway, so I'll say 5 years, 14%.
you're going to see many.
I feel like we really are on the cusp of a mass institutional adoption, both of DeFi and of other blockchain technologies. I think this is also like one of the key obstacles to mass retail adoption. A lot of people in the space previously thought that retail adoption was like the big wave, but I think institutional adoption is a precursor. You have to connect to where people are. You have to go to where the value is. You can't build a new financial system from zero, ignoring the existing financial system where everybody's money is, where all the value is, where the real world is, trillions of dollars in value. You can't just say, oh, forget about all that. Let's just build something new over here. That doesn't work. And so I think this wave of institutional adoption over the next year or two is going to be what's going to pave the way for mass retail adoption. And then we can deliver on those promises. Like, we all want to bank the unbanked, but like the unbanked, like they have to be able to spend their money to buy groceries and pay their phone bill. And so we have to have that institutional connectivity. And I don't think there are any obstacles. I think that's and I think this conference shows that.
So the point is that there will be mass scale adoption. And in fact, we're already seeing this with institutions jumping on board the XRP ledger, to where one of them, known as RealFi, has already initiated extensive testing and monitoring of transactions on the XRP ledger as they aim to confirm that over $654.39 trillion can in fact be facilitated on the XRP ledger, because their goal is to tokenize the entire real estate market valued over $600 trillion onto the XRPL. In fact, RealFi launched their native token, the Real Token, on the XRP ledger, and it's been doing absolutely insane. I mean, within only 72 hours, 50% of the total Real Token pre-sale supply was literally emptied, and there's still 6 days left for the end of pre-sale. It's built on the XRP ledger, we're talking about the Real Token, and it's experienced remarkable momentum. In fact, there's nearly 10 million tokens that were sold out of a total of 20 million pre-sale limited tokens, and this is extremely bullish because it shows us the amount of ecosystem that is being built and institutional adoption that is being built on the XRP ledger. In fact, I have to say that the Real Token is extremely bullish because RealFi, which is building on the XRP ledger, has officially begun to confirm and introduce mass institutional adoption within their framework, which is all built on the XRP ledger. Like, take a look at this. Over the last 24 hours, and this was literally posted maybe a few hours ago, but it says over the last 24 hours, multiple centralized exchanges have reached out to discuss listing Real Token built on the XRP ledger. Our team is actively reviewing these applications. Our team is actively preparing to begin onboarding the $654.39 trillion real estate market onto the XRP ledger. And the Real Token pre-sale supply continues to decrease as more users join the XRP ledger ecosystem each day. Secure your Real Tokens while you still can by visiting payrealfi.com and clicking on Real Token. And this is their website right here, payrealfi.com. You can actually take a look and learn more about the RealFi ecosystem, which is tokenizing real estate, tokenization of properties, and the Real Token. It also shows you guys right here more details about the two key tokens that the RealFi ecosystem will use, that being number 1, the Real Token, and number 2, XRP. This is the Real Token, which originally launched at 0.001, so their pre-sale was literally 0.002, so not 2 cents, but rather another zero in between. And within the first 5 minutes, skyrocketed to 0.01, literally about 2 cents, or maybe a little bit higher, 2.3, 2.5 cents. Now, this is extremely bullish because it instantly made people a 10x within the first 5 minutes. So if you haven't set your orders in the beginning, like I told you guys, you would have made an easy 10x. But now we are coming back to a very critical time. There's almost no resistance, very strong support levels, and as you guys can see, this is still in the pre-sale. I mean, the pre-sale still beginning. It is going to end up, I think, about 5 days, and centralized exchange listings are going to unfold right after. I mean, this is what they literally said. Just imagine injecting $600 trillion into the Real Token onto the XRP ledger, and then adding it to centralized exchanging, adding it onto, mass scale institutional adoption. We are looking at generational wealth being created off of the Real Token. Now, I'm somebody that's very freaking bullish on the Real Token. I think a lot of people are going to make a lot of money because of its utility, because it's built on the XRP ledger, and because it's facilitating in the payment sector of real estate and tokenizing real estate. But this is the global wealth transfer. We need tokenization of real estate imagine at this critical time right now where you're seeing problems all across the world and people running to something that they can hold like a real asset. Tokenization, real world assets are all being built and facilitated using real file to the XRP ledger through the real token. So again, I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, nobody's doing research, but I definitely think you guys should be doing your research on the real token. I mean, this is bullish, and it's definitely something that needs to be looked at for every single person, whether you own XRP or don't own XRP. I mean, if you own XRP, this is something you gotta be looking into. If you don't own XRP, spend 5-10 minutes of your time, because this is potentially going to be the next 10,000x project. Alright guys, now with that being said, I am going to end up the video here. So if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to tap the like button, subscribe to the channel, the post notifications, and share this video. I'll be leaving the links for everything down below in the description, so I definitely recommend you guys do check them out, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.